Okay, we are back with Coach Hoiberg. I'll open the floor for questions. I'll start with Michael Brunst.
Hey, Fred, the last time we talked, you said your guys are still planning to do a couple more scrimmages in PBA. I mean, I guess what did you kind of learn more about this team in those sessions? And I guess what are you kind of eager to see once you actually get going here on Wednesday?
Yeah, well, I'll start with this. Our guys are really excited about going out and playing against another opponent. They're sick of beating on each other, going all the way back to June when we started with this, when the NCAA gave the clearance to start individual workouts. So it'll be great to get out there and compete against another opponent. And we've got 3 really good tests coming up here, starting with tomorrow afternoon's game against McNeese. They're a very, very talented team that has a lot of weapons. They've got the best shooter in the country that we're going to have to know where he is at all times, and an all-conference guard in Lawson as well. So they've got really good guard play, and we're going to have to be on our toes and have to hopefully get off to a great start, with this game, and obviously starting off strong with our season. As far as what we saw with our scrimmages, a lot of the same things. I've been really impressed with this group, how unselfish they have played. Hopefully that carries over. As I talked to them about the last couple days leading into our opener, the importance of continuing to go out and do the things that have made us successful. We don't need to go out there now and reinvent the wheel and go out there and try to do it on our own. When adversity hits, stick with the plan and get good movement and try to get great possessions, both offensively and defensively. We're excited to get started tomorrow. Like I said, it's going to be a great test. Hopefully we come out and play well.
Chris Basnett.
Hey, Fred, I feel like we'll probably ask you this a lot this year, but just overall health of the team, everybody's good as far as testing and injuries and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, we've got one more round of testing tonight. We're going to test them again at 7 o'clock tonight, and we'll have an update in the morning with that. Hopefully everything goes well with our testing. Again, I give our guys a lot of credit for really doing a great job to this point of keeping this thing, at a distance. Obviously numbers are going up. You see teams shutting down all over the country right now. We just have to continue to stress making the right decisions, and you can make all the right decisions and still get it. So, it's just one of those things where hopefully it doesn't go through our team. Again, you see it all over the place right now. I saw a couple more games, tournaments got shut down again this morning. You'll probably see a few more get shut down leading into tomorrow on the opener for most college teams. So, as of right now, we're doing good, but, we'll give you an update tomorrow morning after we get the results back later tonight.
Jacob Padilla.
Hey, Coach. I just was curious about kind of what's your mindset going into the season where you talked about things are kind of changing from day to day. Normally, basketball coaches love structure and you love kind of knowing what exactly you're going to have coming up. How are you going to handle this season where things could change from day to day?
Yeah, again, Jacob, the biggest thing that I'll continue to stress and what I keep talking to our guys about is all we can do is control the things, in front of us. And, those things could spiral out of control with everything going on. We're ready for it. We're prepared for it. But we just need to go out there and prepare as if we're going to play 27 games, starting with tomorrow's home opener. So, it's been a really bizarre preseason. It is as strange a time as I've ever been through in my many years in this game as a player, an executive, and as a coach. So we just got to continue to stress worrying about the things that we can control. And that's playing hard, is preparing the right way, putting yourself, trying to stay out of harm's way. And again, our guys have done a great job with that so far. So hopefully we'll continue on. But again, we do have a plan if things do break down.
Kevin Sids.
Hey, Fred, obviously the field for the Golden Window Classic changed here over the past week. How stressful has that stretch been for you, and was there doubt or concern that the event would be canceled altogether?
Well, we've had 3 scouting reports done that, it turned out we're not going to play those opponents. So, coaches, we put in a lot of work behind the scenes to put a game plan together to get prepared for what our schedule is going to look like, and obviously that's changed. We've had 3 teams that we thought we were going to play that we were pretty much done with the scouting report, and then it turns out we're not going to play. So, that's just the things I'm talking about as far as how strange this preseason has been. Hopefully, with where things are right now, we can get our games in. Is it going to 100% happen? Absolutely not. The likelihood of something happening I would think is pretty high. We've got a 10-day window after our last non-conference game against Creighton before we open up against Wisconsin. So if we do have to postpone a game or find another opponent, if we cancel, we do have a window where we can potentially do that. But it's been a really, really strange time for coaches. Never have I seen a time where you prepare for a game, you're getting a scouting report done, and then you find out a couple days later you're not going to play that opponent. But we've got this Golden Window tournament set now. Again, we're going to play 3 really good teams starting tomorrow with McNeese, then Nevada, and a very tough North Dakota State team. So these will be 3 good tests and good games for us.
Matt Foster?
Fred, a lot of times players feed off the energy of the crowd during a game. How are you guys going to have to build that kind of energy from the sidelines this season?
We've talked a lot about that. If we're if we're out there having a sluggish practice or we don't get off to a great start, we bring them in and say, guys, this is the atmosphere we're playing in this year. We have got to find a way to muster up our own energy. We're not going to have the crowd, one of the best in the country at PBA, to get us into these games. We got to come out with great energy from the start. A lot of times, how you start the game determines how it finishes. So we have to come out with great energy from the get-go. We have to communicate. We have to battle through runs. This is a team that is very capable of going on huge runs. Cuxhausen they put 55 in this building in a state championship game. Being from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. So, we have to withstand that. We have to find a way to keep our poise and stick together and continue to communicate and do the things, hopefully, that can get us back in. But yeah, it's something that is a concern. But again, we're all in the same boat with this. Not many of us are going to have fans in the building.
Sam McEwen?
Hey, Fred. How do you view these 3 games? Do you view them as a whole? In other words, you hope you get better by the end of it, and you kind of take all 3 games as a lump, or do you kind of go through each process every single day you play?
Yeah, we'll take each take it as a process, Sam. And normally at this time of year, you have a closed door scrimmage where you learn a lot about your team, where you can put yourselves through all types of different scenarios. You can practice all kinds of different situations. We didn't have that this year. And then you can get out and play an exhibition game, and then you learn even more about yourselves. Did you correct things that you needed to work on? So being the first test for everybody, there's going to be a lot of things that we need to correct and we need to get better at in a short amount of time with short preps going into our 2nd and 3rd games. We just have to worry about the task at hand. Tomorrow, that's McNeese. When that game's over, whatever happens, we'll put it behind us and get ready for the next one against Nevada. But that's all we can do right now is go one at a time, be in the first contest. Again, it's a unique situation, unique season with not having the preseason scrimmage and preseason exhibition game. So we'll learn a lot about ourselves tomorrow in a real game type situation.
Who are your starters?
We're still determining that. We've got it to 6, and we'll figure that out and get it to you tomorrow.
Okay, Jason
Do you know who your 6 are?
Yeah, I do.
We'll do 2 more. We'll do Jason and then Robin after that.
Hello, Fred. Just building off of Sam's question a little bit. Do you have a plan about rotations given the close proximity of these 3 games? Or are you going to play it by ear?
Yeah, we will have a plan for rotations going into each game. I'll give you the 6, Sam. So it's Trey, Ivan, Thor, Delano. Who did I say? Seamus, Lat, and Teddy. So of those 6, 5 of those guys will start tomorrow, and then as far as a rotation, we'll get that figured out. We have a plan going in, but you always have adjustments ready based on any type of situation, foul trouble, anything like that. So again, we'll take it one game at a time and hopefully come out and play well, and then move on to game 2 when we're done tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, we'll finish.
That's a lot bigger than you were last year, just in general. You're moving away from the small ball lineups.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Again, I do like the versatility of our group. I think we've got length across the board. When you got guys like Delano and Trey in your backcourt at 6'5" and 6'8", that can facilitate your offense. Thor, Teddy, Lat, all pretty similar in size. With Ivan out there as well that has a lot of experience. So, I do like the versatility because of the size across the board that we have this year.
Okay, we'll finish with Robin Watson.
Fred, you got a roster full of guys that obviously have some professional aspirations and guys that haven't played a game in a long time. But listening to Teddy and Trey, they kind of echoed what you say, where they have a bunch of players that know they can score, but nobody has to play hero ball. They mentioned unselfish as well. I guess, what was that something you had to hammer home with these guys? I mean, obviously everybody's kind of got their own individual aspirations, but to bring that collection of players together, to have that unselfish mindset, I guess, how did that come about, and how difficult is it going to be to maintain that over the course of the season now that you're starting to play games?
Yeah, well, we've talked a lot about that, Rob, and that's a huge thing going into the season, and that is one of the tough things about not having an opportunity to go out there and play another team to this point. Usually you have the exhibition, you have the scrimmage. So, it is something that we stress. We've got a lot of guys capable of having big nights. When I look back at teams that I had at Iowa State, we'd have 5 or 6 guys averaging double figures, and everybody benefits when you win, and that's the most important thing. So we're going to have different guys on different nights, and that has to be okay. You may have a game where you score 20, the next night you have 4. If you win, everything is great, and that's the bottom line. If everybody's all about the team and all about the end result, winning, that's the important thing, and we have stressed that a lot to this group because we have so many people that are capable. And that is one of the hard things, the hardest thing about coaching is how you distribute the minutes. We do have a lot of guys that deserve minutes. We have a lot of guys that deserve to start. We'll see who goes out there and earns the clutch minutes late in games. So, it's a tough job, but if you're going to have a successful team, you have to have role acceptance. When my teams at Iowa State, when we had 5 or 6 in double figures, a lot of those guys ended up playing in the NBA, and the biggest reason is because we had success.
Thank you, guys. That will end our press conference.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.